Shalom לכל ישראליתים מברזיל, מערי סביבות פריירה ברטו, ממדינות ברזיל, בחו"ל ובישראל ארצנו. הנה זקן אסף בנמי קריספין לוי, אשר מדבר איתכם על תורה, על הדבר של יהוה. I would like to read in the book of Vaikra, Leviticus, Vaikra, chapter 23, verse Vaikra 23. Verse 33. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, On the 15th day of the 7th month is the festival of booths for 7 days to Yahweh. On the first day is a set apart gathering. You do no servile work. For 7 days you bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh. On the 8th day there shall be a set apart gathering for you, and you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh. It is a closing festival. You do no servile work. These are the appointed times of Yahweh, which you proclaim as set apart gatherings. To bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh, a burnt offering and a grain offering, a slaughtering and a drink offerings, as commanded for every day, besides the Sabbath of Yahweh, and besides your gift, and besides all your vows, and besides all your voluntary offerings, which you give to Yahweh. On the 15th day of the 7th month, when you gather in the fruit of the land, observe the festival of Yahweh for 7 days. On the first day is a rest, and on the 8th day a rest, and you shall take for yourselves on the first day the fruit of gold trees, branches of palm trees, twigs of leaf trees, and the willows of the stream, and you shall rejoice before Yahweh your Elohim for 7 days. And you shall observe it as a festival to Yahweh for 7 days in the year, a law forever in your generations. Observe it in the 7th month. Dwell in booth for 7 days. All who are native Israelites dwell in booth, so that your generations know that I made the children of Israel dwell in booth when I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim. I am Yahweh your Elohim. Thus did Moshe speak of the appointed times of Yahweh to the children of Israel. Well, we're getting to the 15th day, and tomorrow in the morning, okay, we're going to the forest and to cut off the palm trees, branches of palm trees, branches of thick trees, okay, to mount the booth. Okay, the 10th, as ordained Yahweh in your Torah. Okay, it's very important to keep the commandments of Yahweh because it represents the eternal covenant. Okay, and we're finishing in the appointed times. We start with the Pesach, and afterwards with the Hag Ramatzot, unleavened bread, and the Shavuot, Feast of Weeks, and in the 7th month, that was the 17th of September, okay, 15 days ago, almost 15 days ago, we celebrate the Yom Teruah, okay, the shofar, okay, the shofar voice. And now we celebrated the Yom Kippur on the last Sunday, okay, from Shabbat, the end of Shabbat to the end of Sunday. And now tomorrow morning in this sunset, from some minutes on, we have the sunset of this day until sunset of tomorrow. We have the Feast of Booths, okay, or Sukot. Well, tomorrow morning we're going to get to the forest, as I said before, and we're going to mount the booths. We're going to dwell in it 7 days, okay, to make our meals and to sleep in these booths, because it's a restoration, okay, of what our fathers did in the past, okay, and it's a eternal statute commanded by the Eternal One, Yahweh. Well, to remember the outlet of the Mitzrayim, the Egypt, when Yahweh took off our forefathers with his great power, It's not religion, it's not tradition, okay? And in the Kiseh, in day 17, we counted 15 days, and you have tomorrow, we have the Feast of Booths. The Kiseh is very important because it's the signal of Bereshit 1:14, when the Eternal One created the sun, the stars, the moon, and the earth, and he said, and they will be for appointed times, for month, days, and years. Okay, and David in the Tehillim, Psalms 81 and verses 3-4, David speaks about the Kiseh. What does mean Kiseh? Kiseh is when the first day when the moon doesn't appear, because it's in process of conjunction with the sun and the earth, and she is in the midst of the sun and the sun and the earth, and it doesn't produce its light. Okay, he doesn't appear in the first day. Okay, then David speaks in the Kiseh, in the Tehillim 81, 3 and 4. Blow the drums born at the time of the new moon, in the Kiseh, on our festival day, for this is a law for Israel, and the right ruling of the Elohim of Yaakov. Hallelujah. Then it's very important, because the Kiseh is the mystery. Okay, if you left the Kiseh, you have problems, because we see two calendars that more approaches to the Kiseh. One is from the Enoch's calendar, but it makes one difference from 1 or 2 days before of Kiseh. In the calendar of the Judaism rabbinical post-temple, that 1 day or 2 days after, it invalidates the eternal covenant. Then the Kiseh is very important. The key say is very important. You can observe it. Well, because the problem of the calendar of Judaism rabbinical post-temple, that he left the Kiseh, and he counts the second day one. This day gets behind. And when we complete 1 year, okay, we have 12 days of the difference. When you get the 3 years, you have 36 days of difference. And because this, afterward, he must adjust the lunar calendar and the solar calendar. And with a month, to add a month of 13 months, the month of Adar, which Yahweh did command in his Torah. Well, let's go to the explanation of Sukot. Isman Simcha Gedolah, season of great joy. Isman Simcha Teinu, season of our joy. V'raita at Sameah, you shall be only joyful. The significance of the feast of Yahweh. 7 days you will keep Hag celebration feast unto Yahweh Eloheka, in the place which Yahweh will choose, because Yahweh Eloheka will bless you in all your increase, in all the work of your hands, and you shall be altogether joyful. Okay. Now, each of the appointed times of Yahweh is listed in their orders, since Leviticus 23, like I mentioned it before, beginning with the Yom Shabbat being the first, the redemption event, restoration from the dust, death, has taken place late on Yom HaKippurim, 5 days ago, and the Messiah has arrived at Jerusalem for the 120th year of Yobel, the year of Yahweh's favor, closing out the 6,000 years. He now has begun to reign and establishing the way of the eternal kingdom on planet Earth, which was left tohu vabohu, desolate. Satan, the murderous tyrant, the deceiver, destroyer, has been locked up in the pit for 1,000 years. Now comes the reality. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah udabar Yahweh me Yerushalayim. When the covenant Torah becomes established on the earth, Ha'av Shalom, Psalms 119, verses 165, will come to all peoples. But note, the great Shalom was always available ever since the time of creation. It depends about you to accept the eternal covenant, the Torah, not religion, not tradition. Due to man's lawless religion of rebellion, inspired by Satan, the master liar and deceiver, prevented kingdom covenant life, abundance, and shalom from the peoples of this world. This satanic religion, lie, and deception ensnares and traps people simply due to old law or new law or Tana or Berit Hadashah. For the eternal one, there isn't nor Tana nor Berit Hadashah, only the scriptures. This separation was made by the men of the religions. Okay? And rejection of covenant Torah knowledge. You can read Hosea 6:4. The kingdom knowledge is revealed in the timeless Torah instruction. of Yahweh, Berit Olam, everlasting covenant. The Torah is the embodiment of all knowledge and emet, truth, writes Shaul in Romans 2:20, Psalms Tehillim 119, 142, or John 17:17. The codes to covenant faith and all manner of knowledge, the future, including all science, or all concealed in the Lashon Kodesh, Lashon Hakadosh, the language of the kingdom. As we can easily establish via the gematria of the Hebrew letters, knowledge is power. Knowledge of the timeless covenant faith. Covenant obedient faith manifests covenant power. Know the truth, and knowledge of the truth will make you free. Knowledge of truth liberates. Note John chapter 8, verse 32. Well, the year of the covenant began with Rosh Chodesh Rabibi, New Year's Day of the eternal kingdom. First 8 days of the year are reserved for the special purpose, as described in Devarim 16:1, Exodus, Shemot 29:30, Exodus 40:1-2, Exodus 34:38, Leviticus 8:9, Numbers 7, note verse 84-88, note the word Hanukkah, dedication, and 2 Chronicles 29, future, Ezekiel 43, chapter 42, verses 18-27. Then follow the 8 Moadim in their covenant correct progressive sequence order, as per Leviticus 23. Yom Shabbat, Chag Hamatzot, Pesach, Shavuot, the giving of the covenant to Israel, the covenant body. Yom Teruah, Rosh Chodesh month 7, not Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is invention of religions. The reminder, call of the shofar, the redemption event is near. Yom Kippurim, on this day you are pleasant before me, be found by him in shalom, spotless and blameless. This day is the day of the redemption event. Versus first resurrection on Yom Shabbat, 6,000 common years complete, as per the 6 common days of the week, 120 jubilees, or yobelim, jubilee cycles. Well, Hag Sukot that starts tomorrow, okay, the 7 appointed time, sever the number of completion and perfection. Hag Sukot, the 7th feast, after the manner of the 7th day, design the kingdom rulers. The Messiah commences to rule, subdue the whole road from Jerusalem with a rod of iron. Daniel 7:27. This Sukot, tabernacle, Shabbat rest feast will last for 1,000 years. Reality of the 7 cosmic days. The second resurrection takes place at the end. Details, Revelation 20, 11-15, Daniel 7, 9-10, Matthew chapter 13, verse 49-50, and the chapter 25, verses 31-46. Shemini Atzeret, 8 assembly. At this point, the 7 days, 7,000 of this age road are complete. 140 jubilee cycles. Now comes age, denoting eternity. The timeless dimension of the eternal king now becomes permanent reality on earth. Revelation 21, 22, Psalms 145, chapter 13, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 and 7, Luke 1, verse 31 to 33, and the Revelation 1, 15. In connection with this, Yom Shabbat, being the day of the light, the sign, and the day of Yahweh's light realm is also known as the endless day, as revealed in Bereshit 1:2. Yom Shabbat is the endless day of the Creator realm, the door via which we enter the timeless dimension of His kingdom. I would like to desire you a good days of Sukot. God bless you and your family, and you can get in touch with me by WhatsApp number 189-9132-9504. Shalom, Yahweh Baruch, Ataver Mishpaha Gam, Ad Katzar. In the next week we're beginning to continue to read the commandments of the Torah. Shalom lehitraot.